Hello, everybody. We are once again going to talk about the year that we're going into, which is going to be 2015. So if you add the 2 and the 0 and the 1 and the 5 all together, you're going to get an 8. The 8 is an interesting number. It's associated with Leo because of the 8th month of August. So on many levels, it's warm and it's sunny and it's giving. But the number 8 is also a number that is a figure 8, and it kind of goes down the front of your body, between your legs, up the top of to the top of your head, and then flips over the top of your head like a figure 8 and goes down again, goes up, and then flips over the top of your head. So what it means is as above, so below, as below, so above. What you'll be required to do is to take the dreams that you have and manifest them into a physical reality. But then you have to make sure that that physical reality is actually in alignment with something that can lift up and move towards heaven. So the number 8 is a wonderful number. In some numerological systems, they say the number 8 is about wealth and prosperity. But because it's associated with Leo, it can also turn into the negative. It can turn into greed, avarice. It can be kind of dark in its energy field. So your challenge this year is to pay attention to your negative energy fields and to try and lift them to a higher level and do the highest good for all. What you will probably notice in the 2015 energy are the companies or the countries or the organizations that are being greedy. There will probably be a very strong juxtaposition between the haves and the have-nots. And there will be a desire, because of the Leonesque heart, to bring a better balance to that in some way. As we know, it's always hard to change governments and systems. But what the 8 is trying to ask you to do is to step out of your selfish neediness place, to also step out of the position of pride, which is related to Leo, and to try and take what you're doing into the highest realm possible to support all of humanity. So then you actually vibrate and resonate at a higher level, and the number 8 then turns into infinity. So this year, 2015, what can you do that is infinite? What can you do that will make a difference that potentially could stand the test of time? And again, I'm not making you do this from a position of ego, like I'm going to do something that's going to last for infamy. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to do something that, what can you say to a person that changes their perspective on themselves and makes them believe in themselves and makes them want to try something? How can you inspire or motivate somebody out of a difficult position and lift them to the highest vibration possible? So again, this year, 2015, we've got a lot of changes going on. We have shifted, starting last year in April, the eclipse cycle from the Scorpio Taurus segment into the Aries Libra segment. And so the effect of this is going to be really strong for the Aries, for the Aries and the Libras. Libra is all about relationships. And so how can you do something right now that takes the number 8 and uplifts your relationships? What do you need to do that is a course correction that will change someone's course because of your heart, because of your love, because of your faith or belief in themselves? We will also be having eclipses in Aries. And Aries is the god of war. Aries is the planet of energy and drive. And you might notice that what you used to like and what drove you forward maybe needs to change or shift completely altogether. Obviously, those that have well-positioned Aries or Libra aspects, meaning that you are an Aries or a Libra, or your moon or your ascendant is in Aries or Libra, you're going to feel this effect the most. But at the same time, we have the Saturn finally going out of Scorpio, and this really intense introspective quality that we've all been dealing with. And it's going into this more expansive, lighthearted, mutable, flexible position of Sagittarius. Now, again, there is going to be a recoil, and so in June through September, the middle of June through the middle of September 2015, it's going to back up. Saturn's going to back up, and it's going to go back into Scorpio. And we're going to get to revisit the emotions that we have been feeling in October, November, and December of 2014. So I just give you that as a little heads up so that you'll probably think, gosh, didn't I finish this already? Didn't I transcend this? And I'm like, no, probably not exactly. Or you just get tested. And so I like to say that the universe tends to test us, that we've learned a lesson, and the retrogrades kind of make us revisit it and see how well we actually did it. But in general, we're kind of moving out of this grand cardinal cross. So the last square that will be happening between Uranus and Aries and Pluto and Capricorn will be on March 16th, 17th of 2015. And then that's going to finally break the stranglehold that we've been having with this grand cardinal cross, tearing us apart and pulling us in all these directions and forcing us to kind of reconstruct our reality. So I do expect the economy will start to pick back up. Though again, the challenge will be if the greed and the holding on tight to the money from like governments and corporations and the stock market, and they're not balancing that with the smaller people, the people who really need it. So the whole idea here is to create kind of a better balance that's between the have and the have-nots, because Sagittarius is the great benefic, and it's ruled by Jupiter, the great benefic, and so it's giving and it's warm and it instills a new type of faith and belief. So I do expect to see some real great breakthroughs on lots of different levels, and I'm hoping those will be governmental as more flexibility starts to come into play. But I do also expect some great breakthroughs in science, because Sagittarius is definitely a sign that is fascinated by the sciences and health and the well-being of humanity. So in general, I think that this is going to be an incredible year. We are going to be building towards a new place of consciousness and awareness. The number 8 reminds us that we are the bridge between heaven and earth to heaven. And we can do little things that make a huge difference. So literally your attitude, your faith and belief in yourself and the world and in the divine will really support others. As you uplift, you will uplift them. And then they in turn can create a wave of change that I feel that this year is calling out to all of us to create. So have a wonderful 2015. Bye.